All right, let's go ahead and do a review of this Heil PR40 matte black microphone. Just so you know, Heil did send me this microphone to do a review with, and so any opinions and reviews on this particular microphone are my own only, and I'm not being paid for any type of comment on it. Okay, so this, like I said, is the matte black, and it's no different than the actual other PR40 that is out there, the Champagne PR40. All right. And so if we go ahead and let's give a little top down view of this and show you what it's gonna look like here. So this is the top down view. And these microphones, they're mainly going to be used for broadcasting purposes. Okay. So these are really great broadcast microphones or podcast microphones. So you hear a lot of podcasters using the Heil microphone, depending on their preference of what sound they're looking for. This is the microphone that people are going to be using. All right. Now, just so you know, these microphones are end fire, so you're only going to be talking into the top of them. Okay, so these are very similar to, like, say, an RE20 microphone, but the mechanics that are on the inside of this microphone make it sound a little more bright. And we're going to go ahead and plug it in, and I'm not sure if you're going to even be able to tell the difference because I'm talking into a PR40 right now. But for the most part, we want to use it. We want to do a test on this PR40 black matte microphone as well. All right, so when you get it out of the box, it's going to come with the microphone, and it's going to come with kind of like a little mount for it. All right, this is not an appropriate shock mount, but it is a mount of some sort. Okay, so you just go ahead and you're going to thread the microphone on through in there, and then you're going to want to tighten it up, and this would go onto your microphone. This end right here would go onto your microphone. So just so happens that I have a microphone stand here. Now you could put this on a mic boom if you want to. Typically, if you're going to be doing broadcast recordings, you could put this on a mic boom. But if you're doing some recordings, maybe it's music recordings, I would imagine you could also use this as well. All right. So let's go ahead and let's just jump on over back to the main screen here, and I just happen to have my microphone stand from the other room. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to unscrew this, and it's going to just make it a little bit easier for me to go ahead and screw this on in. So oops, there we go. So we're going to go ahead and screw this little mount in on this microphone stand. And one thing that you should know is that this microphone mount, it is adjustable, so we can adjust the angle of the microphone itself. All right, so let me see if I can turn this more towards my direction and then tighten it up. All right, so we can change this more to my direction, and we can angle the microphone mount there itself. All right, and then all we need to do is we just take the microphone and we're just going to put it in right there, and then we can adjust that right there. Now let's go ahead and plug it in so we can hear what it sounds like. So we got it plugged in, make sure everything is tight and it's secure. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this microphone down, and we're going to go into this PR40. And what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to do this ahead of time. I'm going to take the processing off of the PR40. So you're going to actually hear just nothing but, you're just going to hear just a normal sounding microphone with no processing, not running through a mixing board, nothing. All right. It's just going to be as plugged in, and you'll hear the difference. All right. So let's go ahead and turn this one. All right, so there you go. Wow, there it is. Actually, this sounds really, really crisp, very, very crisp without any processing. And I feel like once you put processing on it, it might just muddy it up a little bit more. But this actually sounds really, really good. All right, so I do have this turned on my mixing board. I do have it turned, the volume and the decibel level up. I can turn it up. I can turn it down. You're just going to want to be able to adjust that to yourself. I would say like negative 47 decibels is probably the appropriate amount to go ahead and put through this microphone. But yeah, this is a really good microphone. Now, if I were to go ahead and push some processing through it let's say as a dynamic microphone, this is what it would sound like. So it gets a little bit more deep. It sounds more like a broadcast sound itself. All right. Now there are other broadcast sounds. In fact, just so you know, I'm using a Rodecaster Pro. So there's all types of different settings. So there's condenser mics, there's podcast mics, there's settings on the actual board itself that allow me to go ahead and adjust this to how I wanted to adjust. All right. So I'm going to press on the preset for the broadcaster, and then we're going to go ahead and see what it sounds like there. So it's going to mute for a second, switch over, and then we'll hear what it sounds like. So here we go. All right, so there you go. So as a broadcaster, the decibel level is actually turned down quite a bit, and I can actually turn the decibel level up but there is certain processing that is running through this particular preset. Let's go ahead and go through and let's run it through like it's as if it were to sound like an RE20. So this me what I'm doing basically is I'm running through the presets of basically how you would want to customize the sound of the microphone based on the presets on any mixing board. This is just not specific for the one that I'm using. It's any mixing board. And so certain broadcasters have certain sounds, certain podcasters have certain sounds. This just happened to have the presets loaded for me, so I can go ahead and load them in. So let's go ahead and make this sound kind of like an RE20. All right, so this is supposed to sound more like an RE20. It'd probably be better if you had an RE20, but regardless, you're going to get the presets set up the way you want. So either way you slice it, this microphone is going to sound great no matter how you use it. It's got a really great sound. Now, some things about that you should know about this microphone is that it does have these windscreens on the side. Now, you cannot, let me see if I can do it here. There we go. You can't speak into the side of it. You see that? You can't speak into the side of it. These are only for the end. All right. So you're only going to be using this for the end. All right. And these are just great broadcast microphones. So as you can see, this has got a really bright sound. I'm always very surprised whenever I get a PR40 and I start talking into it because I feel like it sounds like me going to the radio station and working. So either way, man, this is a really great microphone. I hope this review totally helps you out. And thanks for watching.